What is up, guys, and welcome to the end of Monday. It's been I don't know about you guys, it's been a rough one for me after a wonderful weekend. We have with us tonight, we switched things up just a little bit. I've got Mr. John, A&J Outdoors, hanging out over here. He was at, we'll be talking about that just a minute. We had to spend a little time together this weekend. Right down here, I got my buddy, Mr. Grant McIntosh, the best bass fisherman you have ever met in your life. And then, of course, as usual, right down over here, we have a very young version of Steve.
Yeah. He put some stuff in his beard to make it look not so great.
I'm taking over this corner.
But you guys don't know, that's my brother Peter. He does stuff all over the place as well as us. He's got a YouTube channel. Hold on. Come in and say hi. Don't just sit there and stand in front of the camera.
He does stuff. Hey,
Savvy. Hey, Savvy.
Savvy's got to say hi.
What up?
And real quick, saying hi everybody in the chat. We got Weekend Warrior Outdoors, sir. Pleasure to see you. Mr. Slick Rick, David Martin, and Danny Baker. Gentlemen, I appreciate you coming out. I apologize. I'm a little bit hoarse because last night at the beach, we were camping out there for 4 days straight, doing some shark fishing for Sharkathon. And I'm a little bit hoarse from yelling over the wind all night. Yeah. I'm afraid Grant was the only one that wasn't able to make it. Although you were talking about it, but you ended up going on call. Is that what happened?
Yeah, there were several things, but
Janet.
Yeah, we missed it, but we're ready to see some footage.
It's coming.
Oh,
it's coming.
Ready to hear some stories.
Yeah. We got a lot of footage.
We got the best footage. It was crazy weekend. I'm gonna tell you right now. This is going to be. I'm going to do several videos out of this, and at least one of them is going to be by far the best video I've ever done. And that's thanks in large part to these gentlemen right over here. Peter and John both got out their drones. It was gorgeous conditions out there.
Oh, yeah.
And then we had a bunch of people who just popped in and said hi. And some of them, Mr. Ben Covarrubias in the chat down there came and hang out with us, sir. That was an absolute pleasure. You are always welcome with us. You are a very welcome addition to the family there. We also had, for anybody who knows Nick Meyer, who does the Padre Island Beach Report, he was there. John, you had a couple people stop by too, didn't you?
Yeah. Gentleman from Fishing for Trophies is his channel name. When I do my video, I'll link him in my video too, his channel, so you guys can check him out. He stopped by, saw the flag, and then Captain Eric. He was with the team that won Sharkathon the last 2 years that they held it. He again said he saw it on social media, saw the flag, and stopped by to say hey. So both of them are on video in what will be my video if I ever get around to actually making a video, which I will. It's just going to take a minute.
Yeah.
Just started.
I've got
today.
I think I've got like 30 or 40 hours worth of footage to go through. Not even kidding. It's going to be a lot.
I don't have that much, but I got, including the drone and the phone, I got 4 cameras I got to draw footage from and then try to into one awesome video. So, it's
going to be an undertaking. There's the same way. I have multiple cameras, and then also we have a shared drive where we're sharing our stuff. Peter, were you able to get that set up okay?
So I'm going to have to cut some of those clips down in file size. I'll just resave them as file. I got about 20 gigs, and I've got only got about 10 free gig space.
Some audio.
Yeah, Peter, you're breaking up.
Yeah, you're sounding a little choppy. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
It sounds like server lag.
Yeah. Choppy.
Could be our StreamYard issue. What's up, Shanae?
Hey, Shannon, good to see you.
Shannon's in the house. Hey, real quick, so everybody's not like, hey, wait a minute. Say a full sentence, long, recite something for us.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. You got to do like Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, peck of pickled peppers, Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, how many pickled peppers did Peter Piper pick?
You got to say it 3 times.
Turn on our shower pressure. Does that work?
Good enough.
It sounded better.
Yeah, that sounds good. So, real quick, for those of you, that's Peter Orchard. he's
genius
crashing the show tonight. Steve Hall and Ash is kind of stepping back a little bit. He's got a lot going on with his other channel, with the farm, with his business, with his dad and family. And so he's kind of stepping back. He's not going to be up on panel. Once in a while, he'll pop in and be like, hey, what up? But he's kind of stepping back out of the Outdoors crew for now, which is fine. So the normal show will probably be the three of us or whatever. We're going to work through this and figure out what we're going to do going forward. But in the meantime, we get to enjoy # more Peter.
Yeah.
And I'm stoked to be bringing him on tonight because we got all kinds of fun stories for Sharkathon too. So I was hoping that a couple of beers in, he'd be able to sit here and just run with all the events that transpired.
That's what it takes to get all the memories to flood back in is a couple of beers.
Yeah.
Something.
I finally get to meet John this weekend, so that's cool. In person, not just spamming your chat.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and you know what's kind of funny about that too is there's been opportunities for our family members to meet some people here and there. I don't remember which ones we missed out on, but so what we did was it was really crowded. This is our first funny story, and we were all on the same page, and we all executed brilliantly on this. So we get out there, and John, were you the first one out there the first day? Is that correct?
Yeah. The first day I was out there, and then we were gone before you guys showed up, actually.
That's right. We missed each other that first evening. So the next day.
You were first.
Okay. So I had my campsite. I had, it was really crowded. Sharkathon takes up the entire beach. These guys are putting out 1,000-yard lines. So you have to have 1,000 yards or 800 yards in between each other because if a shark takes your bait and goes swimming down the beach with it, he's going to drag into your other lines, the other guy's lines. So you have these spaces of beach, but it's always like 1,000 yards in between each fisherman. You can't go park in that area. You're just going to, you're going to ruin yourself. You're not going to get anything. So we got out there early, and I got my spot and started setting up. And my father-in-law shows up, and he's a little antisocial. He's just out there to fish. He'll hang out and talk. He's a good old guy, but he's there to fish. So he hangs out, I don't know, maybe 500-600 yards north of me. And then John does the exact opposite. He goes 500 or 600 yards south of me. By the end of the day, we were taking up like damn near a quarter mile of real estate out there. It was awesome.
Yeah, boy.
I don't mean to be bragging about that, but we didn't even have to say a word. We did a really good job taking up some real estate out there.
Absolutely.
Every time Rich would show up, I'd be up in the dunes, and I'd poke my head up over the dunes. I'd see somebody parked over there, and I'm like, who's messing with our rods? Like, I got to go deal with this. And then I'd tell Rich again. And then he'd come in a different car, and I'd be like, who is that over there messing with our rods? And it's Rich. Wearing a different hat.
I'm not going to ask what you're doing up in the dunes, Peter. I'll leave that,
I was exploring.
Okay. That spot, turns out, that used to be the place I had never been before, like at least for parties and stuff. But back in high school, just out of high school, that was one of those premier spots to go and party on Friday nights, Saturday nights. It's called the Bowl. And like I said, I never partied there. There were other spots of beach that I preferred, but it was kind of funny that now, at 40 years old, I finally get to go party out at the Bowl.
That's where the cool people
Now it's cool now because it's all filled with water.
Yeah, the Bowl is actually a big pond now from all the rain we had.
Very cool.
Got some pretty cool shots from the drone. You can see the backside. I didn't realize how much water was back there.
Same here.
You got shots like that too? That's cool.
Yeah, I just had spun it around like, dang, I didn't know there was water right behind us like that.
Yeah, that was a surprise. We walked back up in there to look for firewood, and the bowl was all full of water, and I had never seen that before. I didn't even know those little things held water.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Grant McIntosh, you've been on call. What have you been doing while we were all enjoying Sharkathon?
Yeah, what was your weekend like?
Working. I did actually catch 5 largemouth bass Saturday morning before work, so
nice.
Got to catch a few fish.
Good deal. Good deal. That's good.
I was taking a page out of your book all weekend, and just I am super exhausted. Like today, I'm feverish from exhaustion. Like my body just repairing torn tissue and stuff. And I was taking a page out of your book and just fishing as hard and as long as I could physically fish. I had baits in the water from 6:30 in the morning until 2 o'clock in the morning.
I can attest to that. Just about the whole time we're there, Stanley was either paddling baits out or out there on that sandbar up to, his shoulders fishing from there. So, I mean, the whole time.
I think next time I have to bring a bigger bottle of vodka. That thing did not last. If I still have olives left over, there wasn't enough vodka.
More vodka. It's just feel-good water.
It felt good the first night. That second day, that was a little rough for the first couple hours there.
I mean, I got up like real, spry. I was ready to go, and then something hit me, man. After I ate one of those tacos, I had to take a nap.
Yeah, I ended up having to also. I guess it was the next day or something. I ended up having to go take a nap because I did not sleep at all the second night. Couldn't sleep. We were having a couple of drinks and stuff, and then at midnight, Nick was there, and that dude's just getting there. He's ready. He's ready to party. He's ready to hit it. He was just up. He would not go to sleep. So finally, I got up and I cussed him out for keeping me up. And he was mad that I was mad about keeping him up. So I'll fine. Screw this. We're going to do this then. I slapped a bait on a hook and I made him paddle that thing out at midnight. Like, you're going to keep me up. You're going to at least paddle a bait out for me.
There you go. Danny, you should come down, man. It was a shindig. So
there's something fun about watching him get on that board in the pitch black and just paddle in the darkness. And then you kind of wonder if he's coming back.
I think I told Grant and Janet this when they were out on the beach. And I told Audrey the same story. The first time that I fished with Stanley, well, we met at the Packard Jetties and fished one. The next day we were meeting out on the beach. So I get down the beach. Of course, he's hours behind because he's never on
as
time.
Usual.
And he gets there, and I get to meet the wife and the kiddo for the first time, and the dog, God rest his soul, and we all hang out for a little bit. And then he gets to, I'm going to swim this one out. And grabs that rod, and he goes out there in the water, and pretty soon he's swimming.
That's how I swim when I'm doing it.
Yeah, he does like doggy paddle. And I'm watching him, and all of a sudden it's like, you know what? He's really far out there. If he goes down, there ain't shit I can do, because if I go out there, it'd just be two of us drown. And I'm watching her, and wondering, like, because he's disappearing, and he's not on a board or nothing. He's swimming. And she's just working on lines and getting baits ready. And I'm like, well, I guess she's not worried about it. I shouldn't worry about it. And then finally, she's got
a good life insurance policy out on it.
I was gonna say, finally, I seen the head bob up and down, and I realized, okay, he's coming back now. I guess he's gonna live. But that was the very first time I ever fished the beach with him, and I had never, to that point, had seen somebody swim a rod out, right? To put their bait out. Usually it's like a kayak or something. But I do like the surfboard a lot.
A couple of times weekend, swam it out there, but then we just stayed out there and fished.
Yep.
Saw a couple of, big brown swirls just ahead. A little unnerving, but it's been also a lot of fun because I had the camera and I'm like, I got to make sure this thing's ready to capture us getting eaten.
He did get you got footage of that when me and Dad were hanging out on that sandbar. You got footage of that shark we got, right?
Yeah, you should check all your footage, but I hit record when I saw the shark coming in. I hit record, so I should have the whole thing
there you go, folks. There are sharks, right? There's
going to be sharks.
There's going to be videos with fish caught. My wife caught something on the beach that I myself have never caught and have always wanted to catch on the beach.
I didn't hear about that one.
No,
didn't that happen last year?
Huh?
Didn't she catch a fish you hadn't caught last year?
Well, last year on the beach, she caught or earlier this year, I think actually, she caught a red drum, which I've caught plenty of them, but I've just never caught one in the surf. So yes, she did that. This year, she caught a freaking pompano in the surf, and I've never caught a pompano anywhere ever. So Yeah, I go down there and fish, and then she comes down for a day and catches all the shit that I've been wanting to catch for all this time. So she's killing.
Good job.
They're
Good job.
down there. Ben Corubius, he ended up walking away about a half dozen pumping up.
Yeah, he really found.
He did go further south.
I was jealous.
Yeah, me too.
But I ate that thing today. I smoked half of it, and I made fish tacos with the other half. And man, it's a completely different fish. You know, everybody says that about all fish, but it has a different flavor. It's very firm little fish, you know, compared to I had whiting for fish tacos and part of the pompano, and they're completely different fish. Nothing.
Yeah.
So
You can tell by looking at them, they're more muscular.
Yeah, very good fish.
Let's see. David Martin's asking for a thumbnail teaser.
Put the skin on because
they're going to be coming. Definitely learn. Don't put the camera in the shark's face.
Ooh.
But you do get a thumbnail that way.
I whined on Facebook that I lost another GoPro, my 4, which has been the stalwart of the operations. I just kicked on. It was weird. I will include some of the footage in my video, but it just started making like this weird siren sound. I'm like, okay, well, I just lost another freaking GoPro. And then that evening, back in the room, I turned it on and it works fine. So I don't know if it was the heat or what got to it, and it makes me a little nervous about using it, you know, in the future. But at least I checked the other footage previous to that point, and it's all fine. And then the 2 clips where I actually turned it on while it was making that noise, you can hear the noise. So I don't know what it is.
You recording 4K?
On that one, I was recording, I think.
Sometimes 4K 60 frames a second will heat up that camera.
That 4 can't even do 4K 60. I think 4K 24 is the best it does. So I think I did, 2.7.
Oh.
2.7.
Real quick here, we got to say hi to Nick. He sacrificed his cell phone for the bonfire this weekend. Nick, appreciate you bringing out the firewood, man.
Going on,
We
Nick?
needed it because our fire hole kept filling with water. And Monica Tia from Moni Arts, ma'am, thank you so much for the super chat. We very much appreciate that.
Monica.
I'm putting it towards medication this week. Straight up.
Yeah.
I am beat, and I thank you very much.
They can't hear you, Grant.
Am I muted?
Nope, you're good.
There he is.
Yeah, so a little GoPro is still alive. But I don't know how much longer it's going to last now. Funny that
Was that the 4?
Yeah, that's a 4. So yeah, it's a few years old. I've still got a 3+ that works, but I just haven't used it in a long time. But I like my 4 better than the 5. The 9 is my best one with the medium on it. And now the 10's out.
We're talking about upgrading. We're talking about taking that direction with it.
They're dangling that 10 like this. I'm like, oh man.
And Nick, we've been on for 20 minutes, man. You got here just in time. You're totally good on timing. And Monica, you don't even know. So I don't know what happened. I really appreciate it. I'm not even kidding. This is going straight from Ed's. I don't know what happened. If I just finally met my limit of what I'm physically capable of, I don't know. I don't know what happened. But I am not even kidding. Like, I'm feverish from how sore I am from head to toe. And I blew out my hip. I have no idea what happened, but I have, like, I feel like I'm suffering from, what's that nerve called? That thing that you got, Peter? Sciatica. I feel like I'm suffering from sciatica. Like, I had to plop down here, and I'm not, I'm going to have the hardest time just getting up out of this chair when we're all done, because it takes me 5 minutes.
I think the beach actually helped me, because I haven't felt this good in a long time. And I showed up down there. I stepped out of my car, and that sciatic pain was just ridiculous. I feel great now.
He sucked your energy out of you, Stanley, and he put it in himself.
Right, he did some witch doctor shit to switch that on.
Maybe I should be in the top corner.
I went to bed. You got to earn the top corner. You want to be in the top corner.
Right. Yeah, you got to earn that. Holy shizer.
Yeah, I do that. I have to make my journey down to South Texas, zap everyone's energy so that I can come back up here.
You look at this, even on the screen, you look more refreshed than me today.
That might also be them. I got a little bit of head cold.
Ben came down and hung out. The first day, he had actually got there late and went and caught some fish. And then came out and hung out. And he hung out with me and Audrey mostly that day because you guys were just out there fishing hard. And then he had to go get his hotel. Me and Audrey took off later, and he came back, and he pretty much stayed with you guys pretty late that night, and then was there early in the morning, right, the next day?
Yeah. He ended up leaving at like 11:30 that night when I was first trying to go to bed before Nick woke me up again. But then he was right back out there. We were up still fishing, after all that whole thing. I'm giving Nick a hard time on this. We actually had a storm blow through and blow all our tents down.
Oh,
so that's when I actually threw a fit, and I was like, okay, we're going fishing. Not going to waste time on this.
I noticed on what was it, Sunday, the wind was really picking up compared to what it was the 2 previous days.
Yeah, it was bad on Sunday, real bad. And I started doing that Saturday afternoon. It was pretty obvious that this whole thing. It was obvious that the whole thing was going to get shut down, but I will say I heard from the shark fishermen later that they were really stoked about the weather that blew through, and that's when the sharks started getting caught. Which I didn't have the means of being able to handle that, with the setup that we had. We were a little bit more simplistic than some of those other guys.
Yeah.
Monica, I am very sorry to hear about that. I got 2 blown discs in my back as well, and I'm hoping and praying that is not what this issue is. Yeah, super clear, super. At one point that first day, I paddled out and I went and dropped a bait, and I was in probably 12, 15 feet of water. I was able to see it hit the bottom.
Yeah, it was funny how the first day we were down there, the bite was on. We weren't shark fishing, me and Audrey, right? So we had rods in close for bait, looking for whiting, and then we had cut whiting out on deeper rods. But that first day, it was bite, and then the second day, man, we sat there for hours before we ever got our first bite. I mean, the tide was out. The wind was a little different, but really it's like, man, what changed? It was like night and day, and it was still a beautiful day. Both days, the surf was for me, I don't get down there as much as Stanley does. And for me, the surf was the best I've seen it ever.
That was gorgeous.
Yeah.
Super rare conditions. That's probably, 3 times a year you get to see the kinds of conditions, maybe less than that.
No.
Hurricane season,
super clear water.
Pretty flat.
Glassy.
Yeah. Got a little bit of drone footage. Stanley going out. You'll see fish around him. It's almost at one point it looks like they're following him, like they want to eat him or something. I don't know. I mean,
that was the intention. And that's going to be part of the video. Grant, I did that thing that I took you out for. I did the same thing. I took that bag of bait out there and just waited to chum them in, and it worked. And I think in the video, if I'm not mistaken, Peter was filming this. You actually, I believe, we probably got a portion of a conversation of my dad cussing me out about doing that. He's not a fan.
Yeah, I got it.
He's
that's
the one
why,
that taught me
you
how
bring
to do
me on
that.
these trips. You bring me on these trips so that I can get those conversations.
Yeah,
I'm just hiding in the back, with the camera. Everyone's yelling at each other. What do you mean you got bait strapped to your? No, it's like a chum bag strapped to my waist.
And they got the dog out there, by the way. The dog replaced both of them.
And that dog will be making a very serious appearance in our videos. He's lucky I didn't wring his neck. The dog cost me a really good fish.
Yeah. All right. Let's not give it all away, but there was a lot of excitement on the beach.
I think that's when we actually did the best, is when we were out there fishing, just out on the sandbar.
Rachel and I tried it the next day. We sat out there for like a solid 2 hours. Well, Nick and I went out the next morning, and I got a shark. And then Rachel and I went back out, and we didn't catch a damn thing. Nick and I were wading through hardheads, trying to get to the sharks. And Rachel and I went out. We couldn't even get the hardheads. I don't know what changed.
That was funny. Both days out there, we caught 0 hardheads, me and Audrey, which is weird for fishing the beach.
Did you guys go down further, or not as far as you was wanting to? Or?
We didn't even go on pins.
Yeah, we went over by the pier, like that spot basically where we all went the first night you were down.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it worked. There was fish there. Although, to my knowledge, all the winning sharks were caught down south this year. To my knowledge.
Yeah, I believe that. I know a 7-year-old got 3rd place in the 15 and under group with a 6-foot something black tip. Saw some pictures of it. Pretty freaking awesome. Down on pins. I was like, 7-year-old, just the fight. I know people are like, oh, I have a 12-foot shark, but a 6-foot shark on the beach is a hell of a fight. And put that rod in the hands of a 7-year-old, pretty impressive.
Yeah. I'm sure he was strapped in and tied to the truck or something. That's what I done.
Yeah.
That's interesting because when we got to the beach, Paul was telling us about this report he had heard where all the fish were being caught up where we were at, and there was nothing getting caught on down there in the pins. And then results, I guess, spoke otherwise.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't heard anything from any of the guys up north. I just heard some things from the other guys. Now, just before Sharkathon, somebody caught an 11-foot hammerhead.
Yeah.
Something like that, just like a week ago. So my call wasn't a bad call.
No, and that was a good spot. It was like middle ground for, fishing, and then having close enough the family could come so we can all get together and do stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we had gone down to Shell or something, they wouldn't have driven all the way down there.
Peter. So here's the deal. When I first, back in the day, started looking at drones, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go down pins. I'm going to get this big drone to fly my bait out and drop it. And, ooh, it's going to be cool. And then I did some research and found out pins, you're not allowed to fly a drone. So I'm like, well, shoot, then I'll just get a drone for video. And I got my little small drone, right? Now realizing that area, because this is, with Grant was the first time. This was the second time I've fished that area of the beach up there, which to me, I think you do got to get your baits out further for deep water. I'm driving out. We seen the guy with the drone, with the little drop thing on it to drop his bait. I'm like, I can re-engage that whole process right there. Those drones are legal on that beach. So here's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a powerful, inexpensive drone. It doesn't have to have a camera. It doesn't have to have nothing fancy about it. Just the ability to pick up, a couple pounds of weight, fly it a couple 100 to 300 yards out, drop it, and come back. It doesn't have, and that's all the flight time it needs. Again, no camera, nothing. I'm going to start looking for that drone.
I want to be in on that. I'll bring the bait.
You might want to look into. A lot of people make their own drones, and it could be as simple as you buy a drone from the store, and then you just replace parts with more powerful parts. And you got to understand the amount of electricity going to the rotors and everything. So you want all that to match up, but you might be able to piece together a drone fairly cheap, and it's not that difficult as long as you understand, I guess, basic electronics.
Yeah, we've got Shannon. Are you still in the chat? I know she's on vacation, so I doubt she's hanging out the whole time. But we keep coming back to Shannon on that one. Her husband builds drones.
Yeah,
and we've seen the footage that they produce with them. They're pretty for real drones. He races them.
There's, you say he sees them on Craigslist. I'll look around more because that's the one I would love to do that, man. Just sit. I'll see Stanley over beside me there, paddling out as my drone flies past him, drops my bait and flies back. Why
can't we be a team on this? I'll bring the bait. I'll bring the bonita.
I have some spare drones, I guess you could call them. So they're basically just junk that they work, and they just need maybe a few pieces. Maybe not even need a few pieces. I don't know, but if y'all want to experiment, I've got something to play with.
We might
not my awesome drone, but I got these spare drones.
Stanley, think how good you would feel today if you didn't have to paddle them baits out every time.
Oh yeah.
Control.
Well, don't you have to go to Sharkathon? You couldn't do that with
Oh yeah, you can't do it for sharks.
Yeah, not for sharks. Unless it was manually powered. Like if I could like pump a
like a
some
rotary,
kind of wheel that turns the drones on them.
Put them on this little pedal bike and just pedal the power to it.
that'd be a fun build.
And Grant, have you ever thought about like using a drone to take like a bait or something out when you're fishing up in the lakes? There's got to be like some potential there.
I've watched a few videos. What is it? You just need a little servo to open it up or close it.
Yeah.
Yeah. They even sell a kit just to put on your drone just for that part of it, just to drop the bait for you.
Yeah, it'd be pretty neat.
Absolutely. Now,
I can see you dropping some worms like right in front of them bass.
I mean, it's
people on lakes will use a remote control boat, right? And the fish will bite it, and you see that boat fighting the fish, and they drive the boat back in. But I don't think out there that boat would do too well. Something big grab that bait, and that boat's gone. Bloop, bloop, bloop.
yeah, you need a big boat.
Yeah. Definitely.
What was the biggest shark? Biggest shark you guys seen caught this weekend?
I think that's 6 foot is the biggest.
Basically, the sharks that I caught were the biggest that anybody in our camp saw.
There you go. That's true.
I mean, it's pretty.
That is true.
The biggest ones, from what I've heard, and I haven't seen the end results of the contest, but from what I've heard two different rumors. I heard that somebody caught a state record hammerhead. I heard that rumor, but I haven't seen that. And I know that I was towards the back of the line on check-in. It would have had to have been, if they hadn't turned it in already, it would have had to have been the last like 12, 14 people behind me that are turning that guy in, because it hadn't been turned in yet when I was there. Like nobody had announced it or anything to us. And they were talking about, at the time when I turned in, the biggest shark that they had on file was an 11-footer. It ended up, the other rumor that I heard is that the 3 top place prizes were all within a couple inches of each other, all in the 11-foot range.
Wow.
I think one was 11, one was 11.3, and one was 11.6, something like that. Some big damn sharks, man.
Yeah, definitely. Grant, you were out there wading in the water with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was keeping my eye open, but I wanted to get a good drone shot of the shark like that in the surf. I didn't see.
Yeah. And that water was crystal clear. If they were around, we'd have seen them. Well, we could not have tried harder. We could not have done anything better or more efficiently than what we were doing. It came down to luck of the draw for us.
Yeah, you guys fished hard, definitely.
Yeah.
So I'm not crying about it. It's not for lack of effort.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely.
We're going to need a bigger boat. I know. You can never, here, cheers to that. You can never get enough Jaws quotes.
Yeah. Peter's like, I want to see the shark come in and get video of it, bite my brother's leg.
I wanted to put my camera in its mouth.
No. Yeah, not good. So, but you got one a little too close to a shark's mouth? Is that what you were saying earlier, Peter?
Yeah, and I was just kind of like not holding back on that one. There's a shark. I'm not going to get, footage from 3 feet away. I'm getting right in its face.
Nice.
There's a better chance, to risk getting your hand bit, baby little
Got to risk it for the biscuit.
Yeah.
You want the footage? You got to get in there with the shark.
And get a true souvenir scar to go along with it.
What the heck? There could have been blood this weekend. There could have been.
Dude, again, like I was talking about how this is like going to be the greatest video that I've ever done. There's a lot of variables that came into play with that. For one is the conditions were gorgeous and very rare. And so just having that background, that lack of wind, that is going to be amazing. We're on a good mood, which is, that's obviously a huge key to the puzzle as well. But then also having that crew that we had with the success that we had, and I'm going to call it success because we did catch sharks.
Yeah, you did.
We were on the board. I'll tell you right now, we didn't win anything. I didn't get any 11-footers, but we are on the board for some sharks. We would have had some showing for the overall length thing. We wouldn't have won it, but and all of those things coming together. And then on top of that, the conglomerate assistance with you guys and what y'all were doing with the drones and Peter filming, swimming out to that sandbar simply to film. It's all of these things combined is what's going to make this just like it's my all-time favorite video, and I haven't even edited it yet. I haven't even seen all the footage yet.
Hey, if there's going to be a big shark attacking you and Dad, I was going to be there to film it. That's my purpose.
Peter, help! No, I can't. I got the drone.
I did get nailed by the jellyfish. I got a little bit too close, so he got me.
Oh, wow.
But that didn't last long. Nothing to cry about, but I was like, too close. All right. Time to move on, find something else to film.
Definitely.
I'm going to apologize to everybody in advance right now. I'm making no bones about it. I will be completely upfront and honest about this, but the fact of the matter is that Peter's going to edit in the shadows with some CGI, some sharks swimming around, some of that drone footage. We're just going to go all in. We're going to do that. I'll even put on their fake footage. I'm not going to lie about it, but it's just too cool looking to not have them.
He's going to put fake footage, and I'm going to have a little disclaimer next to his fake footage disclaimer.
I do have footage of fish swimming around Stanley Wise paddling out, so you'll see that.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
No way. That's awesome.
Absolutely. You're paddling out, and there's fish moving, and all of a sudden the fish look like they're kind of following you. It's kind of neat. I didn't know they were there when I was filming it. I didn't see it till the day when I saw the footage. Yeah,
that's cool. Freaking awesome.
Yep.
I got Nick, but I did not get you when you were paddling.
That's okay. We got the paddling footage. Got some footage of me sitting there on the sandbar and fishing, and plus just the B-roll alone of the sandbars and everything else was just. I'll be using. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna be fake about it at all. I'm gonna be throwing in drone footage from this weekend into videos for the next 2 or 3 years.
I wanted to get you all the way out dropping that bait when I followed you out on the, but all of a sudden I got a low battery warning. I'm like, oh shit, let me bring this sucker back in.
Oh yeah,
coming back in. So I missed that part of it.
I had a couple of those battery warnings.
Yeah, same here. Battery died on my camera a couple times too. We still managed to keep everything going.
Jason Strahan.
Strahan.
Mega rest.
If we'd been a little bit bigger with the sharks, that would have flown a little bit better.
Should I CGI in a shark, or should I just put a big me swimming up to you like a Meg version of me? Shark would be cool.
So, Ben, are you still in the chat? If you are, give us a final tally on your catch. I know you.
Yeah, he did pretty good.
You did really good.
Hey, we got pictures of it. I can't put pictures on here. I hadn't figured that out yet. The guys from StreamYard guys, if you guys are watching on this, well, hello and welcome. First off, we need to talk about being able to get the pictures on here. And StreamYard guys, if you are not on here, well, then I'm going to be sending this. I'm going to be sending this whole live stream your way after the fact, so that you can take a look. And we're going to do something about that because we got everybody over here is all supporting StreamYard stuff. Mr. Grant McIntosh is going to have his stuff here pretty soon. StreamYard, we need to have a little chat.
StreamYard should send you a stream deck because that's what you need.
That'd be nice. 2 different companies, but that'd be nice.
I know.
I don't know if I can use that with a phone.
See, I've got an option to share screen.
Yep. You can share a screen. So if you brought a photo up on a screen, then you could share that screen.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want people just to be able to see some of those raw footage shots. Some of them are a surprise.
6 each Pompano and Whitey. Nice. Very nice.
He did good. He dragged him out. We got a picture.
Yeah, I'm jealous.
He's invited like every fishing trip, man. He's got to come hang out.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
You are very pleasant company, sir.
Absolutely.
Put your photos in a Word document. Share the Word doc. You can show pics. That's you cheat. Like share it out to everybody in the chat. Could do that. What we probably need to do is have a little bit more incorporation with like Twitter or something through the live streams. Also, I know people do that, and that's not my strong suit.
Yeah.
But I know it can be done.
I know I can show it on here and Facebook at the same time, but
A couple more beers, I'd be all over that. I'll be on Twitter like crazy when I'm drinking.
that's what.
I love that old school. I'm the old school mindset where I'm like, I'll just print the pictures and just show them to you here.
There you go. Can you see it? Can you see it?
Oh, she's saying to have them in a Word document, and then we can do the screen share right to the Word document, so I can pick and choose what gets seen. Get that? That's next level.
Right.
I've never even heard anyone like I've talked to people at StreamYard, and I've talked to people, like TubeBuddy like that, and nobody has ever had that idea. That's a good one.
So Stanley, you remember those decals that you screwed yours up, and I did a real good job on mine, and the purpose of those decals were like when you're traveling and you're somewhere where people are placing decals, you can throw one of your decals up there too, type thing, right? So this weekend, of course, I completely forget to bring any decals. Like I would have gave Ben some decals and stuff like that. And then me and Audrey on Saturday was the day I took her. We went to Port Aransas and got to see some of the restaurants and drink some drinks and eat some food. And sure enough, we're right there at the marina, and there's a power box, and there's all these decals all over it. And I'm like, and I didn't bring my effing decals. So, yeah, next step, I got it made. Now I just got to remember to bring the damn things.
I've been scouting locations. I'm going to tell you the locations that I got that I'm looking at. You don't steal from me, but just I'm gifting you this knowledge so that you can know, like, you have the same idea. So I'm going to need some banners made, like some 13 by 20 or something along those lines. And I know that, 13 inches by 20 something in that ballpark, a little bigger than a piece of paper, 24 by 36 or so. So the Whataburger on the island, so they have a fence for the church next door where some people at least have their signs hanging up on there, and there's still room available. And it's like, you have to sit there and look at that fence while you're waiting to get your order.
There you go.
So that's one. And then one of them, the one that I'm gunning for, the one that I really want to get is if you go to Port A Outfitters in Port Aransas, they have a little bait stand out back where everybody goes to get their bait. And basically what they did is they have this little patio area where they have all their shrimp and tubs and everything. They didn't want people breaking into it, so they put up a fence around that portion of the building. And it extends out for probably 12, 15 feet. I want to get a canvas banner hanging up right there. Like, there's no point not to. It's just blank fence right now. I can't imagine that, it wouldn't have to be a very expensive deal to work out hanging up a sign right there.
In the same place where you got the decals, they do banners and stuff.
Yeah.
So
you can go to Walgreens and get a banner.
Don't do white on white. That kind of ruins the whole look.
Yeah, that was the mistake I made. Anybody who's not aware. John was like, I got some of these stickers made. You got to go check this company out. It's great. It's only $10. So I'm like, hell yeah, I'm in on that. So I went and did the same thing, and I ordered them, but I thought they were like cut out. So I made them white, but they weren't cut out, and they had a white background. So basically I have just a white square that was delivered.
Really expensive. What was that, vinyl?
Yeah.
You got a really expensive sheet of vinyl.
But they're actually not that expensive. A couple bucks a piece is all they are. So, luckily.
Yeah, well, we're talking about that stuff. Actually, my buddy Nick down here, he runs a print shop, and we're talking about going to these guys to get all this stuff made. Nick, I will be talking to you about getting those banners made. I haven't designed them yet. That was a part of that package that we were talking about.
Nice.
Yeah, that'd be neat.
Yeah, definitely. And maybe someday you'll get a flag,
That's what I'm going to say. You need a flag before you need any of that stuff.
Yeah, I saw that. I realized this weekend you're not a shark fisherman unless you got a flag flying. And you have to have an F. Biden flag also. Or, a Trump 2024.
Let's go Brandon. Got to have a Let's Go Brandon flag.
Did you see a lot of those?
Not this weekend. I didn't see.
I might have Trump 2024 flags at the marina.
There's a lot of Trump ones. Yeah. A lot of anti-Biden stuff out there.
Yeah. But no, that A&J Outdoors flag, it was flying. People noticed it. I'm just saying.
It worked.
Yep.
I was looking for it that first day.
Huh?
I couldn't find you. You'd already left, but I was looking for that flag.
All right.
I was gonna go up and say, "Hey, I'm hashtag more Peter. Can I borrow your charger?"
Monica, it was an absolute pleasure, man. Thank you very much for joining us. It's always a pleasure. Look forward to seeing you in the next one.
Let's go, Brandon. There you go.
Okay, I apologize. I'm sorry. I'm playing like ignorant here or whatever. What's the Brandon thing? I'm not aware.
So they were saying that F. Joe Biden had all these games all over the place, and in one of the games, the reporter was trying to basically say that no, they're not saying that. They're saying let's go Brandon, to try and like change I guess
narrative.
Okay.
The narrative, yeah.
I didn't know that storyline either, so now I know.
So that's why everyone's saying let's go Brandon, because that reporter was trying to soft whatever.
Hey, man. Okay. Everybody who's still here. Peter, I'm going to point the finger at you. Anytime you have a story about something like that, Peter, like if you're going to come on a live stream like this, make that shirt on Spreadshirt. And then when that joke gets made, you can sit there and be like, hey, everybody, let's go Brandon shirts. I got them right here.
Yeah.
Janet,
you need to go with that.
Ordered.
There's got to be like 1,000 companies selling let's go Brandon shirts, right? In fact, I know one in particular that I'd recommend would be like the We Are Change one. So let's go Brandon, but the reflection, like on water, says F. Joe Biden under like reflection of the word.
Okay.
That's my favorite so far.
Yeah, she's got one ordered.
Nice. I want to see that when she gets it. That's cool.
Definitely. But we're not political on this channel, just so you know. We're outdoors.
Yeah, I like this. We're actually just right here, right now, like we had our little political conversation, but there's nothing actually political about it, and I appreciate that, guys. Everybody, thank you.
That's the way it needs to be.
It's like there was no politics in it. We're just making fun of an idiot.
Yeah, just making fun.
Pretty much.
Making fun.
Like look at that silly hat. You know what I mean? That's it.
He's got to be talking about Stanley's hat though, because our hats are not silly. Our hats are awesome. Okay.
Mine was.
I bring one of these down too, and I forgot that.
Yeah, I need to get a hat.
Well, as far as that goes, like I've already destroyed one of your shirts in a fishing video. I've actually haven't destroyed it enough. It's going to be on another one. But I would like that to be a thing, like next time around, next season. So Sharkathon was the end. That's the end of our 4th season of fishing videos on there.
Right.
I might slip in some videos, before we actually publish that one. But that was kind of the intention of that, which that went over swimmingly. That was a smooth idea. I can get the break that I need now.
I'm gonna be back.
And I forget where we're going with that. But.
Back at it next month.
Yeah, exactly. It gives me the chance to have the holidays off, and we got some exciting things coming up. Already planning and ready and raring for the next season. But we need a little bit of a break to kind of, let the dust settle, clear our heads, and then move on to the next round.
Nice. Well, I've got my next big fishing excursion. I got my Veterans Day trip. Me and Mr. Joel Willis. Everybody who watched my videos knows Joel. And Shay. We do a little trip down the coast and do some fishing on the boat and see what we can catch. So that's going to be in November. So
that was
if I'm not mistaken, I believe Rachel is supposed to be booking Cozumel as we speak.
Ooh.
That's supposed to be happening.
Nice.
Yeah, so cannot wait for that.
Yeah, that'll be nice.
No doubt.
And we're only getting one-way flights.
Sure. Be careful with that laptop.
That's all we can afford.
That's all they do nowadays. Because if you get a round trip,
be careful with the laptop while you're down there this time.
I don't own one now. Now it's a company laptop. I'm good.
You still got to be careful with it if you're going to work from there.
Not when it's the companies. That's the whole rules on that.
Yeah, so you should go one way because your trip coming back, just like coming from California, is usually pretty horrific.
Yeah, you're right about that. I'm gonna be a little bit more careful this time. We're probably gonna show up a little early to the
Take
flights.
American Airlines? No.
Yeah, probably not. We'll see.
I'd schedule in that extra week of driving. I think the driving's more fun.
Cozumel?
Yeah.
Dodging bullets and
Yeah.
Get it on camera or it didn't happen.
I say
You're not wrong.
you guys just fly down there. You don't have to take anything with you. Peter will load all your gear up and drive it there, and then you'll be able to get footage of his exciting drive to Cozumel.
I have to strap the GoPro to like my forehead or something.
Yep.
Like sell the footage.
Oh, you just wait. So this is my 10-year plan. My entire 10-year plan. If and when I'm going to make it big, we're talking big. I don't know how big it has to be, but however big it has to be to where I can hire someone, the first thing I'm doing is hiring a camera person. That is what I need. I need this weekend. I need that to be more readily available. So I'm hiring Peter, and you can bet your ass I'm going to run him through the ringer as a camera guy. I'll be flying to Cozumel, and I'm going to hand him the keys to the old Silverado and let him drive it down there.
You know
Not
me,
the
man. I
dog.
like charge liquor.
Not the
Just
comfortable
liquor me
Dodge
up.
with Silverado.
You want me to go out there and sell me out there? Sure. Give me a beer.
Oh, yeah, I know the game. I'll joke about it all day long, but I know the game, and I'll treat you right on the other end of it. Nah, Nick, you didn't miss nothing.
Shit, swimming chum bait out. You know, I'm totally down. Where's the camera, chum bait, and my bottle?
Actually,
Yeah.
though, Peter, as a cameraman, you're going to be able to turn down, like, hey, Peter, grab this, that. Wait, I'm filming. I can't right now.
Yeah, I'm not here, guys.
Exactly. You're
You're
not
right
on
about that.
You're filming. You can't do all that.
They're lugging all these heavy rods, swimming these heavy rods out there, and I'm just like, I got the camera in between my teeth, and I'm just back paddling right
There
past.
you go.
He was doing the little paddle.
Hey, what's taking you guys so long? I'm already out here.
He's got a little tube around him.
Perfect.
Tube. I didn't think of. I don't know if they make tubes that'll fit around me, but they do. I'm on it.
Oh my goodness. Bulletproof GoPro. Bulletproof. Yeah, well, the GoPro is bulletproof, but it's on his head. So I don't know.
I need about 10
Think about
GoPros. 10 bulletproof
At the
GoPros.
same thing, he doesn't keep anything valuable in there. So
Oh. Brother.
Except the full head of hair.
Ooh.
oh, okay, solid burn. I'll accept that. Oh,
Yes,
speaking
sir.
of which, now that we're done filming, I finally get to do some personal hygiene, shave, and get a haircut.
Yeah, that's good. That's
Why
good.
would you do a thing like that?
Yeah, I'm tired
You got all
of
that sand,
because I'm tired of
salt,
going to Port Aransas and getting recognized as Peter Orchard.
I'll tell you this though, Stanley, it's trimmed up now because before you went to VidCom or VidSum, I was like, "Are you going to trim that thing?" Because it was all raggedy on the ends, and you're like, "Nope, going just like this." So you are much trimmed up tonight compared to them.
You are an eagle eye, man. I will admit I might have trimmed off some split ends.
Yeah, that's about.
I didn't
that
know I
much.
did enough to make it recognizable.
Oh yeah.
But that was definitely after VidSummit, because at VidSummit I went grizzly AF.
Yes,
They
you
needed
did.
to understand just what they were getting into with me.
I guess they did.
Oh, by the way, hey, Nick.
If you take me to that Vid Summit, we wouldn't have dodged Mr. Beast. I'd have been all up in his video.
Right? Man, could you imagine having your brother behind you the whole time as you're going through VidSum, meeting people, and he's getting the video shots, turn the camera, slings the video camera down, pulls up the big camera, takes some pictures, slings it back down, gets a video. Man, you look like a superstar.
I appreciate that that's how you think I was that entire time, that I'm like, like big money hustler or whatever. Like, you make it sound like I'm rubbing off shoulders. I was hiding in the corner. I was drinking beer, and I was,
No, you're
I
had
know
the
like good channel reviews all
dark
day.
shades on, and he was like hiding in the corner.
he was
Cowering
drinking-
a little.
I saw the olives in the glass. He was drinking martinis.
Expensive damn martinis.
Can't
I still got to return in that expense report too. Haven't done that yet.
Yeah, I got to add up this weekend because this weekend is tax write-off. So.
So when's the next trip?
Yeah. Are you actually doing that?
Oh yeah, I do that.
I didn't keep a damn receipt. I can make.
I saved all my receipts.
Smart man, right
Can I
there.
borrow those?
You really need to have them on your.
I drove all the way from Waco. Those are mine.
Do you get to write off accommodations?
To a certain extent, you just add it up as expenses. You're right now, for me, my expenses, of course, outweigh my income. So it's like basically I'm taxed on nothing for what I'm doing for the money I'm making on YouTube. See what I'm saying? Because I put out more than I can intake right now, and it'll probably be that way for the next several years.
And then all of a sudden, 1 year, you're going to miss it.
Maybe
And that'll be that.
that'll be that, or I win the lottery. You know, who knows?
All you're doing is piling up your options right now. So just keep doing what you're doing.
Having fun doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
Just gotta do it again. It's fall's here. It's time. This is the actual like shark season. You know, it doesn't have to be Sharkathon.
About that. There's a lot of stuff out there.
Listen, Peter. Hey, listen to Peter now. Peter, like, he's doing his drawings and stuff on it. I love that stuff. But today he's in here like, hey, we still got time. You guys want to head to the beach to go get some more sharks? We got time. Let's go.
Hey, I was so like pumped up that even before I left, I was like, man, I got to pick up myself a skateboard because I'm like, I got to go skating now. And I'm like, you can't find those kind of skateboards up here. I'm feeling good. I'm ready to get back on it.
That's nice. He got himself a downhill bomber.
It's a lot like your old one, like the one you used to have.
Yeah, I recognize it. I still got mine.
Yeah, hey, Danny. Yeah, if you're not making nothing, there's no reason to try to do expenses because they're not going to give you nothing if you didn't make nothing. You know what I mean? You got to pay some taxes to write shit off and work it in your favor, anyways. But yeah,
And not just passing Twitter.
right.
Well, you know, the channel doesn't have to be the business.
Huh?
You can have the channel doesn't have to be the business. The channel can be a portion of the business. So if you have a business, you know, an endeavor.
Yeah.
Can you write off being a Twitter troll?
I'm not sure.
Yeah. Actually, you can if you're doing it right.
That's like 80% of Twitter.
Hey, Wayne just showed up. We closing up shop in like 2 minutes, Wayne.
What's
and
up,
just
man?
showing up. You know why he's showing up so late? He just got done cleaning all the mahi
Probably.
tuna.
Yeah. What are you working on, Wayne?
Yeah.
What are you cleaning right now? Let us know. How many lanes did you get? How many mutton snappers you got in the cooler right now?
I'm thinking mahi, tuna, maybe a tarpon. It's that time down there.
Yeah, he had to release a sailfish or something.
Yeah. Yep. Come on, Wayne. Keeping us waiting. What you got going on?
Waiting on you, man. On that note, while we're waiting on Wayne, we are on borrowed time here. Ladies and gentlemen, what does everybody have coming up right now? What can we expect to see from everybody? What do you got going on this week? What's going to be the thing we're going to be talking about next Monday? I want to hear what everybody's plan is. Wayne's saying he's painting the house. I've never heard of that species of fish, but it sounds amazing.
It sounds horrible. I would pick a different fish than painting the house fish.
It's like they're throwing out the trash fish. Nobody eats those.
No. All right, I'll start. Look.
Doing the dishes.
I've got footage to make the video from this weekend, and I'm still doing the boat lighting upgrade. So depends on how far I get into it. I should have the video from this weekend, late this week, early next week, maybe right around next week's live stream. And then the video on the boat lighting upgrade just depends on how long it takes me to finish the lighting upgrade. So that's where I'm at.
I'm gonna be apparently CGIing a bunch of megalodons and all that drone footage.
I want to see a megalodon, at least one.
We need
like
to have
the water's
that.
only so deep, but I'll have like a megalodon come from underneath, like he's
Yes.
coming from under the ground.
We need to have that, if nothing else, for like the trailer post.
Yeah. Grant, we know you got some bass.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to bow hunt this weekend. We had upper 80s all week. This weekend we just got done with. It's supposed to be like upper 60s Saturday for the highs and the 40s for the lows this coming weekend. So definitely gonna try to get out in a tree.
Good. Take a GoPro with you.
Yeah, good luck on that. And I do want to see footage.
And all that.
Yep.
Get that drone out there, man.
Well, I don't know about it.
Depending on the weather.
Okay, get the drone out there later. Get it on a different day, but get the B-roll going.
Right.
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah, drive down the road. As a matter of fact, where you work, you see deer all the time. Drive down the road, park by the fence, get the drone up, and fly it over some of the deer, and then later go hunting and incorporate some of that drone footage into your hunting video.
Yep, I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah, I like that. We're past time there. What else is going on?
Peter, you're working on all that. Johnny, I'm going to be editing footage. You can expect my videos to be out, I'm afraid, is probably going to be November-ish, beginning of November before I get mine out. Got a lot of footage that I'm going through. So take your time on the editing. I'm going to edit it right. I'm going to do it right. I'm going to make it look good.
Hey, Peter,
until then, I've got 2 redfish videos I'll be putting out in the interim.
All right. I was going to tell Peter, just send me the megalodon clip. I'll put it in my video.
You wanted lasers on their foreheads, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, absolute must. It's not a megalodon if they don't have them.
You got to have laser eyes.
Absolutely.
Well, guys, I want to thank you very much for joining us tonight. We had an absolute blast, and I can't tell you how much it means to us to be able to hang out with everybody after a long, long Monday afternoon. I am going to hobble myself over to my wife and beg for some pain medication so that I can make it through tonight. Grant, John, Peter, thank you guys so much for joining us. If you are not subscribed to these gentlemen, there is a link in the description down below. You need to do so because there are some exciting things coming up in the very near future. Again, thank you for joining us, and we will catch you in the next video.
Next week.